Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, my friends. This is, of course, the MRC show that never ends, and we're back in Mexico for... what's it called again? There it is. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. I can't believe I forgot that already. We already did this on Monday, and already we're forgotten. Can't believe it. But we're back. Tier 3 action coming your way this evening, where we have had two very, very exciting and high-octane races already this week. Are we going to make it a third? It is MRC, so anything is possible, as we well and truly know. Of course, as always, get involved in the YouTube chat. I'd love to hear what you have to say, your thoughts, your predictions, your views on everything. Good evening, Ant. Thank you for joining us, as always, Mr. Reliable there in the chat. Steve J, good luck. Yes, thank you very much. Giving our best to Tier 3 drivers. I should really say the Tier 3 drivers that are here. Yeah. A lot of reserve drivers in this evening. It is, of course, the Easter week in the UK. I'm not sure what you have in Europe or on the continent, but we have got quite a lot of drivers missing this evening. At some point we'll go through who we've got in. Actually, straight away, we're on one. Mr. Fanning is in the Aston Martin this evening, so we shall see how these Tier 2 and even some Tier 1 drivers, believe it or not, Calvin and Ant being two of the notable names there from Tier 1, gracing us with their presence this evening, and they see how they get on. Of course, they are not allowed to qualify. They will have to go out and back in. That is all they are allowed to do, and the Tier 2 drivers can only qualify on the medium tyres, and they will all receive a 4th-place penalty at the end of the race. I'm not alone, believe it or not, even though I've been talking for the last 4 minutes. I have a man with me who is gracing me with his presence, and it is always a pleasure being alongside him. Probably the second longest commentator that we have in MRC, second to myself. The man who is actually on track this evening. I'm going to try not to put him off too much and not curse him. Well, I've got another commentator I may try and curse slightly, who is on track. What can I say about him? Man of many names, man of many voices, many personalities. He is north of the wall. He is out there in the Banshee land. It's only Mr. Night Shadow.
Hello, Sandra!
Damn it.
Sandra is the German lead for Sky Sports in Germany, and Hodgie is my Sandra.
There we are.
There we go.
I've got to be somebody, something, so I'll take it. I'll go with it. You know?
Exactly. This is it. This is going to be an interesting race. Track's quite slippy, but
yeah, it does. It does start very, very slippy this, but it rubbers in extremely well towards the end. So we see lap times will be dropping as it goes along, and we will see a variety of setups that's been discussed since Monday. Obviously nothing gets discussed before them because people keep their cards very close to the chest, and then the Tier 2, Tier 1 drivers are out there discussing which wing levels they were using. Some of their setups were brought out for the world to see, or for MRC to see. And it's very, very varied, to say the least, isn't it? I think there's a lot of people who go for the higher top speed through Sector 1 especially, and then hold on a little bit through Sector 2 and the start-stop of Sector 3. It's not too bad, and some people go for a little bit of balance, some people go for real full-on middle sector pace.
yeah, it's one of these ones. So I tried my legendary skinny wing setup, and you can easily gain 7-8 tenths of a second in the first sector alone, because you've got the long start finish straight, and then you've got the run down from turn 3, I think it is. So you can gain lots of time, but you will absolutely be mullered in the second sector because of the tight and twisty nature. So you generally tend to lose all the time you gained in the straights in Sector 2 and in Sector 3. But then you do the converse opposite, build a setup which is really good for Sector 2 and 3, and you can be kind of, you can kind of muller yourself down the main straight. But that's the gamble.
You can, exactly that, exactly. I think I was running a kind of a mid. I wasn't too bad down the straight. I didn't get caught, luckily. But it was quite stable, so I think I went kind of mid-range purely by chance, to be honest with you. I thought I would be butchered down the straight, as you say, but it seemed to work, my setup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of running a bit, and this is unusual for me, but I am running downforce for once. I know, shock horror, and on the medium tyre at the moment. So, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Oh, Foxy Bingo's retired, and single track.
Yeah, but they are.
They've had a moment at turn 1. Oh,
yeah, there's something going on at turn 1. I'm going to try to find somebody. There it is. Oh, bloomin' heck, that's a big crash. That's different. Never seen that before in qualifying.
Yeah, that kind of put me off, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think I'll abandon this lap, but yeah, something happened in turn 1.
Yeah, it certainly did.
That was like a Bottas-Ricardo type incident.
Yeah, it was. Scottish Ninja in Evelyn Orland or Gav, aka David Tennant.
Yes, that is me. I am the Doctor, but I do not know who I am anymore. Do you want to come inside my TARDIS?
Well, if there's an invitation you cannot refuse. As long as you're wearing gloves.
No. The feelers are out.
So yeah, we've got a lot of drivers on laps. So Calvin's out on the wet tyres just so he can, for his sighter lap, and I'm sure he'll dive into the pits at the end of this one. Obviously can't set a lap time even though he is on the wets. Is he gonna? No, he's actually set a lap time on the wets, but I suppose it's not. Okay, fair enough.
I've told him he should race on the wets.
I mean, actually, speaking of which, do we have a weather update, Mr. Jenkins?
We do. We do. The weather report here in Mexico City, ladies and gentlemen, is potential chance of rain in the race, circa 25%.
Ooh.
So now the key is it actually is meant to start overcast, but there is a chance of rain in the air. 20, 23, 23, 28. It does reduce as we go through the race, but it's possible.
Oh, that's going to be interesting to see who's potentially got the setup to combat that initial potential rain, and who's going to just ride it out and risk it. Bergen, yes, there are 19. Unfortunately, someone couldn't get into the lobby late, and no, we shouldn't have said. Unfortunately, you know the reasons why. 10 points for effort. Every race.
I was going to say and the other thing to note is in Tier 3 as of Season 10 moved from the perfect weather forecast model to the approximate, so it is never a guarantee.
Is it approximate for Tier 3 now?
It is approximate for Tier 3 now. Yeah. Okay. There's a big grey cloud over the start-finish strip.
Ooh, that is going to be one to watch. So the drivers have done most of their laps now. A few have set the opening laps. We've got yellow in Sector 3. We've got a very slow Calvin coming in already 10 minutes through. So we got Fire Rooster set the opening time. Rob Smith is back out on track. He got very, very held up. We did have that on stream in his first run that will have cost him a lot of time. So hopefully that papaya machine will power its way through and up to where Fire Rooster territory is. Behind him we've suddenly got Donny Osman and we've got Jax, then the other papaya of Neil, who's just leaving the pits now. Ghost Rider in 6th, one of our reserves, I do believe. Could be wrong. Calvin's just qualified himself for parking in a dangerous location. Then we have got King Connor, who did that lap on the mediums, I do believe. Then Melvin TY Clear, Gav himself, who did his lap on the mediums. E17, Johnny Bravo. Oh, Martin Brundle, Mr. Brindle. Fanning did his lap on the Inters, I think he did. And then Fox River retired. Carl is keeping himself in the pits. Single Track had an incident with Fox. Ant has just left the pits to do a sighter. As Connor now, wow, 17-2. Look, that's a good lap. Okay, where's that come from? And then Rob Smith does improve by quite a margin, 6/10 improvement. Knocks him into second, but not close enough to Connor. What a lap that is from Connor.
That's a great lap from the man who wants to win this championship.
Yeah. The bottle job himself?
Yes. But with this new deposit return scheme, he might have to unbottle himself.
Yeah. He may have to. Hope he recycles.
Yeah.
But it's a long... Oh, that was a little bit cheeky, that, Mr. Jenkins. Did just nip to yourself, so that's very unfortunate. At that point of the lap, try and get as much ERS back in as he possibly can, which is not going to be easy. Who have we got on a lap? Let's have a look. Okay, tell you what we'll do. We're going to find somebody who is just starting a lap. That would be absolutely nobody at this moment in time. Yes, there is. There it is. Jack Stirs. He pops it into second now on a 1:17.294, right behind Connor with that one. Another Red Bull Mercedes fight we may see once again. So, who have we got starting a lap? There it is, Mr. Brindle. Let's ride on board with the AlphaTauri man as we power down the main straight. Long in excess of the Recta Principale, as it is named. DRS wide open, 210 mile an hour, heavy braking brakes quite early into turn one. Doesn't want to get that too wrong through the S's. Oh, I can't pronounce that. Morse Solana, we'll call it. Through 1, 2 and 3, the second DRS zone now. All the way down to turn 4 on the Recta Transela into Esse de Largo, which is, there we are, turn 4 and turn 5. Ooh, just about keeps it on track. Does a very good sector though in this first sector. Down through turn 6 Okila before we come to the aptly named S's. There we are, turn 7 to start with. And turn 8 keeps away from the curbs quite nicely through that one and sets himself up for number 10. There it is. And then turn 11. Trying to get a good exit so he can get this third DRS straight all the way down to sector 3 in the Recta del Avallo. I can't say that. I'm butchering languages here. Turn 13, turn 14, very tricky. You don't want to run too wide there through 15, then 16 through Bellotada, and there it is. Turn 17, tried to let the rear skip out on him and pops it into 12. Decent lap, good improvement.
Someone went in sector 2.
Calvin was having a lot of fun on his wets. He didn't realise he set the time. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Ooh.
Good lap. There it is. Good recovery.
Yeah, do you know that wasn't bad?
Yeah.
I'll take that. Because I don't like Mexicans. Hey, Mexico.
We started. Thing is, though, you've got more of a chance of being shot if you say something about a Mexican than you do a Frenchman.
Yeah, I mean, if you like walls, there's a good one north of Mexico.
What, they're building?
Well, they wanted to build, but an old geriatric man probably put an end to that.
Well, only.
One that wasn't arranged yesterday in New York City.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the Mexicans have some issues in life. We won't go into them here because this is not the anti-French Mexican.
Ooh, T.Y. Glaive very much misses his breaking point. I think he actually ended up in Mexico City.
In the Day of the Dead festival.
Oh, I love the day. That is a festival I really want to go to.
Yep. See, to be fair, right, and I will say, I hadn't really seen it much before. I'd seen it in the F1 stuff, but then in the James Bond film Spectre...
I knew you were going with that.
Yes! When Mr. Craig decides that he's chasing after an evil henchman, and causes chaos in Mexico City.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, that was part of one of the things that I wanted to go because of that, and I just think it looks absolutely just great fun.
Oh, it does. Absolutely does. I've decided I'm not doing any more runs.
Only 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Those that want to get out are going to have to go quickly. We've got Jackster, Five Rooster. Gav, you said you're not going to go out for currently in 5th, so a great lap from you. Melvin's just entered the pits not long ago. Donny Osmond, Ghost Rider. Neil's on an outlap at E17 as well in the pits as Five Rooster does leave. But we are going to look as, because I'm not biased in any way towards the papaya machine. Cough.
Is your name Ron Dennis?
Well, you know, possibly. I have many names. It depends on the time of day, what mood the people are in.
Time of the day and time of the month, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah. I don't get that as much nowadays, though, so it's nice and peaceful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. My things are where I left them in the house, and I don't have to clean up as much. It's great. I love it. As Rob sets a purple first sector. I don't know how tight he was through 4 and 5, but does keep it quite neat through 6 as well. Gets the power down very nicely. Doesn't run too wide. Track that's very, very easy to invalidate on. Takes a very nice wide line. Just about keeps on track, and he's lost it. No, Rob. Oh, in the S's, tried to carry too much speed, and has unfortunately dropped it in the S's. Oh, that's so unlucky. Let's have a look. What can the current provisional pole sitter do on his final flying lap? There is a Mercedes ahead of him. I'm not sure which one that could be, but if it is one on an outlap, they're going to have to make a move. Now then,
I'm watching Melvin, so I'll keep you updated.
Sounds good. Connor down 1/10.5 in the first sector, but it's easy to gain it back in this track. You can easily gain that back in the middle sector, as long as you carry that speed and keep it nice and neat. Very easy to do. So Connor doesn't take much of the curb on the outside of 6, though. Martin's hot lap ended before turn 1. Oh dear. Moving on. Oh, Connor's invalidated his lap, so is this going to leave the door open? Jackson now starting his lap. Is the door going to be wide open? Could Rob Smith get round again? He can, and has started another lap. He hasn't got much ERS, though. That is going to hamper him towards the end of the lap and through the S's section. But we'll keep an eye on him, and he's lost it again! Rob, I'm going to stop looking at you. That's twice. I'm trying to show support, and I just do the opposite.
Well...
The head commentator's curse is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen, tonight.
We love it.
Yeah, Donny Osmond has retired from the session. That's at the end of the S's. He's had a big moment somewhere coming out of there, trying to carry too much again and too much curb. You can bounce out them. Jackster's invalidated his lap. Could that mean Connor keeps his pole position? What can Ghost Rider do? He's a little bit down through the first sector. He's the only one. Realistically, you'd have to say within a chance he's going to have to improve by a monumental margin in the last 2 sectors. He is marginally up, so it's not enough. Could we have Connor on pole position? Jackster invalidated his lap. He will start at least 2nd. Rob Smith in 3rd. Currently 5 Rooster in 4th. Gav, you're currently in 5th. What can Ghost Rider do? Can he get close to the top 5? As he rounds the final corner in 17.8, he does! What a last sector that was. He gained 4/10 in that last sector alone. Wow. So the other Alpine of Ghost Rider in 5th, Gav, you're in 6th, Melvin in 7th, Donny Osmond in 8th, Neil in 9th, Fanning in 10th. Starting on, I think he did those on, I don't know what he did there, man. Good lap though.
Something.
Yeah, he did them on some kind of tyres. E17 in 11th, T.Y. Clear 12th. Brindle Bingo in 13th. Johnny Bravo in 14th. Carl did eventually set a lap time. He is in 15th. Fox River in 16th. Sigurtrat 18th. Ant in 19th. And Calvin in 19th. Connor's a little bit happy about a back-to-back pole position. Now, can he finally, for once...
He can be happy, and this is fine, but you have to deliver, boy. This isn't the MRC pole position championship. You need to deliver the wins. I'm walking around right now. Deliver the win. Otherwise, pointless. I would be a very good, what's it called, motivational coach.
Yeah.
Basically, get it done or else, Connor, because you've got no excuse this time. The last time, he spun round at turn 1.
He did.
Okay, he was nudged that way, but still.
Exactly that. So, Conor and Paul, as mentioned, 8 thousandths of a second from Jaxa. Now then, what we're going to see.
Oh, do you know?
Oh, well, and that is a very, very good theory, and
what's he said?
do you, Mr. Jenkins, have a previous partner from either of those countries?
No.
Ah.
Never. Ever. Ever. Ever.
You're
Ever.
trying to work out where the hatred came from.
What of? Mexico?
And France.
France, I'm okay with. I'm making some peace with France, primarily. But I have had to take a slightly different approach because they didn't let our king and our queen go because of their riots. That is just selfish of them. The Mexicans. I went to Mexico once and got some form of food poisoning. Their beer was fine. The rest of it wasn't. But I did swim with dolphins. So actually, the Mexican dolphins, I'm happy with.
Ah, fair play. Right, so let's go back formation lap. So most of the drivers on the hard compound tyres. This is where you gain advantage being in this chat with me. So most of the drivers on hards, we have actually got 3 drivers, believe it or not, folks, on the soft compound tyres. I think we saw 1 driver in Tier 2 and 0 at all in Tier 1 until the carnage ensued later on and drivers dove in for the softs towards the end. We've got Fanning, Brundle, Bingo and Mr. Martin Hills on the soft compound tyres. We've got 3 drivers on the mediums, which is Donny Osman, T.Y. Clear and Calvin on the mediums. Everyone else on the hard tyres. Now that is going to be interesting. It is extremely cloudy. As predicted. That is going to be very difficult for those hards to get grip in those early stages, at least for a good 3 maybe laps. I think the second lap they were okay. They were in Tier 2, which we had bright sunshine.
Yeah.
And yet it still took a good lap and a half for them to heat up. But then now you're looking in this, you could be looking at 3 laps before you actually get any grip remotely.
Yeah.
In that.
I would agree with that. I mean, I'm sitting at 75 degrees at the moment. They're green, which is good, but the soft strategy is actually an interesting one because if there is an early safety car, maybe lap 5, 6, then they're in a nice position to just stick a set of hards on and boom, there you go. But towards the end of the race, who knows what could happen? Things could get dicey. We could see some fighting.
Exactly. We saw about 4 safety cars, I think, in Tier 2 and the same in Tier 1. So, drivers in both tiers were kind of been watching too much Melbourne over the weekend. And it's about time. Hopefully the Tier 3 guys have got rid of that Ghost Rider. Well, definitely got kicked out of position there. Wow. I think he was actually parked right next to Gav. Last drivers now. Pulling up to the grid, the Ferrari of Calvin. Bringing up the rear. That's something I thought I'd never really say about Calvin, but hey-ho. He's not normally at the back of the grid, but he is here. So, let's go, folks. We've now got 3, 4, 5 lights are lit, and let's go racing. We've got there's a Miss McLaren who's not even got anywhere. And look at this. Wow, what a good start. We've got 3, 4 for Press going down the first straight. Jackson side by side with Connor, who's got the inside line. It's Jackson. What can Donny do further back? Is Connor going to leave the space? He does. What can Jackson do? Connor's now got the inside line into turn 2. They're just about the space. Jackson's not giving up on this one. Connor's one wide. Has Jackson managed to keep it? He has. It's still side by side all the way through. Places changing further down the order. We'll come back to that in a moment. But Jackson just edges Connor into turn 4. What a great battle that was. Donny Osmond clean through into into third. Rob Smith has had a moment somewhere. He's battling side by side with quite a few people, and Mr. Gav has taken advantage of that and up through into fifth. Had a poor start from Rob Smith. Johnny Osmond up 5 spots already. Single track on the soft tyres. Wow! Up into 8th place. Jeez, how on earth do you do that? I think there might have been a glitch for Neil because everyone had to take a avoiding action off the start line. And now he finds himself, unfortunately, in 19th spot. Single track. Wow, in that Haas. I've never seen a Haas move that quickly before.
I didn't know they could go that speed.
Neither did I. Everybody nose to tail currently throughout the field. This is going to get very, very interesting. And this is going to be where we see, is Connor going to have the lower wings? Is Jackson going to have the lower wings? What can Donny Osmond do? All nose to tail, but Connor, wow, right up is Chuff. He's already going for the move. Halfway down the straight. I don't know what's happening with ERS levels. We're going to keep that a little bit of a secret for now on. We'll come back to that later on. Who's having a little move there? That is... Oh, that's our calf going through on... Wow, what a move. But he's not giving up this time. Fire Rooster's trying to come back, but Rob Smith's now getting dicey. He wants that place back. He had a tough time, a good but tough time in qualifying. Another 3 abreast in turn 4. That was very, very tight. The Haas, what on earth? Single track. Had to park it. He had to bail out of that one. There's a few drivers running a little bit wide. He's battling with his former teammate and also former competitor, and you could say rival, Fire Rooster. That little tussle has allowed Rob to get about nearly 9/10 of a second. But Gav, great move from you down into turn, into turn 1.
Yeah, I was gaining on Jacob, and to be fair, again, given a lot of room and that, and then obviously just on the exit. Oh, Donny's tapped the back and Jack's done spun!
He has! Oh no! Oh, and he was on the medium tyres as well, so that is really going to hurt his race absolutely massively. So Jackson in that has had a big, big moment, and that's allowed Connor to scamper ahead 2 seconds now, that gap. Which, just as the DRS becomes enabled, there it is, folks, on this third lap. On a 1.9 second lead.
Yeah, I had to take avoiding action, otherwise I would have been square into the back of Donny, so unlucky for him.
Yeah, it is. He's now rejoined in 18th spot. Fox River, I think, has had to have a pit stop. He has. He's way off the back of the pack. Not being a week to remember for Fox. He didn't have much luck, unfortunately, in Tier 2 race. Well, I think he spun and had a few issues and then had to retire, I do believe, late on as he was lapped, but hopefully not this time on. You can get onto the back of the pack. So we've actually got a Red Bull sandwich of the field. A few close battles at the moment, folks. Nothing too dicey. People just now settling down. Fire Rooster is under a lot of pressure from Martin, as predicted. Martin on those soft tyres, still trying to make as much use of them as he can. With the superior grip, tries to go around the outside into turn 12. Just about enough room, giving ours the inside into the hairpin of 13. What a move that was. Very opportunistic, using the tyres to great effect and as much as he can before they start to drop off in the next lap or 2. Now he's got the papaya machine of Rob Smith, and he's going to be absolutely sick of seeing papaya wings. Here's Martin this week. We had a good little tussle as a move for second has now taken place. Aston through from Gav. I'm guessing that was DRS assisted.
It was indeed. It was probably the simplest overtake ever.
Very nice indeed. And we will see your progress on the back of Connor, who has now got a 1.7. That gap come down slightly. So we'll see who's been using the ERS more and who can save the ERS. It's easy to use around this track. It will burn up very quickly. You can use, I think we were talking about Monday, you could actually use approximately 50% just down the main strip, believe it or not. And then I think you can, I was getting about, for not using it, about 12%-ish per lap. Rob has a quick look at Jackster as well, getting very feisty in that papaya, which is always nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a bit of bad luck, has Rob, so it's be good, hopefully a really good result for him. Single track closed that gap ridiculously on that last lap. It was 1.6 crossing the line. It's now only half a second. So now we've got a little bit of a DRS train going down the main straight. I don't think Jackson's going to be close enough to Gavi's. Not this time round. I think you've got about 7/10 of a second, and you are pretty safe as Rob's going to have a quick look at the inside. Oh, nearly. I think Jackson saw him just about. And Rob's had to back out. Rob's gone round. Oh, Rob.
He won't be happy.
He will not at all. Calvin's made 9 spots. He's up into 10th as well, so a good start from him. Battling there with Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider not wanting to give this one up at all, but now Calvin's got the inside line on the medium tyres. Oh, just about backs out of it. Fox River now on a fresh set tyres. He's closing the gap to Donny, but Neil's having... The Papaya Machines are not having a great evening at the moment. Does Tier 2 not teach you anything?
The track is quite not grippy at the moment. See that through that sector 2 it is a bit hair and scarum.
Yeah, as we've got Fanning seems to be having a moment somewhere. He's got battle with Fire Rooster, Melvin, and E17 is having a battle with Fire Rooster as well. This is all going off, and I'm trying to work out who's passing who, and it's very, very difficult, I'm not going to lie. There are cars all over the track, different colours, and I'm not used to commentating tier 3. Good evening, Mr. Simba.
Ah, Mr. Simba! Oh, welcome!
It's about time. I'm presuming Mandy's there.
To be fair, right, it's about time I actually had a decent race this season. That's what he's meaning.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one. But that gap has come down to the corner a little bit, so we'll just leave that one be and let it just brew gently over time.
This is a race of attrition.
Well, it is. Very much so. It really is a race of attrition, because anything can happen at any point. We've seen it in Tier 1 and Tier 2. You just think, yep, things are okay, things are settling, and it is getting a bit brighter out there now. The sun is coming out, so very little chance of rain this evening. Of course, speak too soon, and I'm sure Tier 4 will get the downpour. But nothing happening at the moment. We've just got this nice train, this little battle of who's going to be the ones on the grippier tyres, who's got the outright pace and the downforce. Calvin all over the back of Ghost Rider, but it is a bit of a DRS train. Calvin's trying to go on the outside into turn 12, but is there enough room? Is there enough room? Oh, I don't know if that was it. I'm not sure on that one. Moving on. Calvin now got the inside into the hairpin, just about enough room, and unfortunately Ghost Rider has to give it up, but that's left him susceptible to Rob Smith, who's trying to go through, and a little bit of wheel banging, but there is also a Haas of Anton's trying to go through as well, has to back out of it. That was nearly, that could have been forced in the pit wall, that one. A little bit tight. Oh, got the DRS though down the main straight. Who's going to have the superior straight line speed? Looks like it's Ghost Rider actually over Rob, so Rob's gone for the higher downforce, but he's having a look on the inside of turn 1. He's going to be on the outside of 2. This didn't go around last time well. Oh, just about enough room, but he's had to dump the curve, and that's allowed Ant to get a great run. And Ant now up into 11th after that, so attack has turned into defence for Rob Smith. And he's trying to go around the outside, he's trying to use the grippy tyres, he's trying to hold it on the outside. Now is the inside line. This could be, saw a lot of moves here through Tier 1. Round turn 6, there's a little bit of squeezing, and Ant just holds on. As single track's the first one to get a penalty. As he's actually got wing damage at single track, so that Haas, with the soft tyres, will start to be fading now. He has dropped off the back of Jackson, so that charging Haas will probably feel a bit like Haas. And not handle very well with that end plate missing, and that's going to cost him dearly at his pit stop, which I'm sure will be coming up very, very soon. And there we are. Fanning's in the pits already. Our first one. Fox has retired in the S's.
Safety
Fox
car.
has got a full safety car.
Yes. Full safety car.
So Fanning's going to benefit from that. Anton dives straight into the pits as well. We're going to see the rest of the drivers fail very, very quickly. Let's have a quick look at these tyres. Wrong one.
This is interesting, right? Because the majority of the field started on the hards. And that's fine. The key here is going to be is if any of those hard runners decide that they might want to switch on to the mediums now and maybe try and go softs at the end, thinking there's another safety car coming.
It could possibly be done. I think you could probably do 2 mediums, I think, is the way to go. 15-ish 15 to 17, maybe 18 laps on the mediums is about maximum, which will take us to mid-20s. And I think we saw in Tier 1 that the softs really run out towards the end, people trying to get them about 9 laps, and it just ran out a little bit of grip. So that's one where maybe mediums will be safe, and you can push them well towards the end. But we'll see. I think this is going to help single track massively. He's going to want the benefit. He's not going to lose as much time, of course, behind the safety car with the softs. And of course then, just wondering if our leaders there were going to decide to have a late dive. I think Connor tried to play that one, didn't he, a little bit, looking at that.
And then I thought I'd play with them as well.
Yeah, got to be done. Got to be done.
But
so yeah, Martin does pit.
Yeah, makes no sense to pit if you're on the hards. Because all you're doing is basically saying, hards, you've shafted me because it's not the quickest of tyres and I don't get the durability.
Exactly that. Exactly. It is. The hards need to go a lot longer. It is far too early for the hard tyres, and unfortunately Bindle gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. We've still got our last 2 drivers now. The AlphaTauris going into the stadium section, so they've got a long way to go before they catch the safety car. We may have another 2 laps or so of this.
Yeah. You were talking. Sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say you were talking earlier about the ERS and the rechargeability and the regeneration. It is such a difficult circuit to regen ERS, primarily because you are flat out in a lot of corners, and even where you do slam on the anchors and bring the ship to a stop, it's not regenerative enough to give you that back. So all these drivers who have probably used quite a lot of ERS in the opening 8 laps, maybe myself included, are loving life at the moment because we can regen.
Exactly that. Yeah, it is difficult. I think I can't remember what my minimum went to, and then I had to spend quite a few laps recharging. And I think it was my battle with the Red Bulls through the first part of the race that I used quite a bit to keep up. And then when I got there, I found at one point after a few laps, I kind of looked down and totally forgot I had the button to overtake. And I had about 70%, and I'm thinking, why do I have 70%? How do I have 70%? And then used quite a bit to get through, and after when I had to battle with our leader, which was Eddie Dust at the time, and that was, used quite a bit then, and then in 2 laps you used quite a lot at the end to defend from Mr. Single Track, which is never an easy thing to do.
Nope. Definitely not. Safety car stays out this lap, possibly.
Yeah, we've got Anton's pitted again for the hard tyres, so he should potentially go. Well, he will be able to go to the end just about on that. So if he can catch up coming across the start finish line, I think we could see it come in this lap. Again, it's quite easy to get the heat back into the tyres as well. It's one that you can use a lot of life under safety car, just by trying to keep the heat. And
yeah,
because the middle sector, you can try to warm them right at the end when you have an idea that's coming in. If Ant's close enough, we may see it. Well, it may be a very, very late call, this one, folks. We did see it in Tier 1 for one of the safety cars. Called it as we're in the middle of the stadium section. So we may see that again.
I was, just before safety car came out, I think I'd got the gap down to Connor to about 0.9 of a second. So although I didn't have DRS going down the straight, I was gaining, so to speak. So wonder if Connor pushed those tyres a little bit harder at the start.
Yeah, possibly.
Or he is running lighter setup. So he's maybe stressing those tyres. Oh, safety car in!
That is very, very late. Well, did not expect that one. Did not expect that. So, some drivers are going to be frantically trying to warm the tyres, but when's Connor going to go? And that's it, outside the last corner. But Gas didn't really get caught napping, but neither did Jackson. He was ready waiting. Melvin really did get caught napping. He dropped over nearly 1.5 seconds nearly further back from Jackson, but this is it. It's a drag race down to turn 1. Who's going to be burning the ERS? Who's going to be burning the candle at both ends? Connor goes a little bit deep. Use a lot of his ERS in his defence to try to scamper away. As I mentioned, nearly half gone already. But look at this, they're behind. We're going to have a view on board of the Red Bulls. We've got the two Mercedes-powered cars side by side into turn 4. Blummin', that was a little bit close. And now Jax has the inside line through 5. Just about enough. Oh, touch wide from Gav. Gets him a 3-second penalty. And Jackster makes the move stick. Very fair. A lot of room given. And that's allowed Melvin to come back into play as well as we go on board the nice helicopter shot through the S's. And we're looking at the Mercedes in P2 currently. And then what can Melvin do in the Ferrari with Night Shadow ahead, finding 3-second penalty as well. They're coming thick and fast. Don't forget Brindle will have to pick his, unfortunately, in the next couple of laps. Single track on those fresh rubber. Ooh, there's a few battles going on further back here. We've got single track, Johnny Smooth. Calvin is getting a bit tasty as well. He's getting his elbows out and fighting his way with Carl. And then Fanning likes to play ball. Neil, Rob Smith as well as big loser in all of that. Unfortunately, as Rob, he's now finds himself behind his teammate, but do believe he pitted, so that could fall back into Rob's hands as the race progresses. So let's have a look at this. We've got 3 abreast almost coming down the straight. We've got Fanning. Carl's under pressure from the Papayas. Oh, there's been a collision! Carl's gone round. I think he tried to cut across and Neil couldn't go anywhere. And that's sent Carl spinning now, and that's dropped him unfortunately to the back of the field. But look at this right at the front. Connor managed to get away in the first in, not able to do so this time round. But a lot of pressure from the Mercedes-powered cars behind him, the Mercedes and the Aston Martin. Melvin just about holding on within that second window. DRS likes that move from Jackster on UGAV, so you may have to have words later.
Who said that?
Julian.
Julian, you and me in the Mexican standoff very shortly. In Tier 4.
Yeah, that's you've opened the door now, Jackster. I don't know why you did it. But it was a good move. In fairness, very, very fair between both of them. Now Connor's managed to scamper away a little bit, very strong in that last sector. Now this is going to be close between Jackster and the Night Shadow. A little bit less ERS from the Aston Martin, but does get that move done. No DRS until later on this lap, of course, folks. But now it's going to be how can Gav close that gap to Connor when the DRS becomes active, and also how much ERS will he be able to save. That's something we're going to kind of keep a little bit of an eye on, but we also like the air of mystery, of course. Don't like to give everything away. Now we've got the Willy boys further down the order. This little battle now, after the Jackster Gav little battle is allowed everybody to kind of catch on board again. Melvin's catching Jackster. And we've got E17, Fire Rooster and Ty Clear as Fire Rooster has a big moment at the S's and dropping down the order. He's now coming out in 8th, and I think he's going to be settled to Calvin, who's maybe gets past him, doesn't quite this time out. So Fire Rooster, that is very, very costly. And now the other Williams goes very, very deep into turn 12. Those hards are not really working for them. Could be potential for a graining phase. How are you feeling on them at the minute, Gav?
They are actually really, really good. This second phase of them after the safety car restart, I am absolutely loving life.
Well, you seem to have dropped Jackster a little bit. Calvin has now pitted. He was on the medium tyres at the start. I think he pitted as well under safety car. A single track and Ty Clear. Single track gets that move done. Potentially a DRS assisted overtake, and he is also very, very strong in that opening part of the lap as well. That scared the life out of me every single lap he was there. Just I think, yeah, I've got about 8 tenths. Yeah, that's fine. He's got DRS. It's okay. Come out of turn 3. Yeah, it's about 3 tenths. Like how? I nailed it. I thought I had a great run through. Yeah, he just gains half a second every lap. So that is a man to watch. In the Haasmobile. Now the other Mercedes having a good race, both of them. E17 currently in 5th, just over a second the DRS for the first time, and it is this man, the Aston Martin, is going to be powering towards the Anaconda, up in the lead. But a lot more defensive ERS available for the Red Bull. So just use that strategically as and when. It is a double DRS, of course, here, folks, still. Through turn there, there's the second DRS zone. If you've got it for the first part, you're going to have it for the second part. So if you don't quite get the move done into turns 1, 2 and 3, you have got the opportunity yet again through turn 4. Melbourne now has really dropped off the back of Jack, so 1.6 seconds off the back. That is going to leave acceptable to E17, of course, the charging single track, who is absolutely loving life at the moment on the fresh, hard compound tyres. Don't forget, he had wing damage and started on the softs, got him at all those places up there. And now we've got a few battles further down, a little bit further down the order. So now we've got the Williams boys back in sync with Ty Clear and Rooster just kind of on their own a little bit. Fanning in 9th has been battling with Johnny Smooth and made the move a couple of corners ago, but he has got nice medium tyres on. They will go very, very nicely quite the way through this race. But look at this further back. We've got, we're saving Tim and Melvin. Ooh, let's have a look at this. Melvin lose that place through the final sector. That's a strange place for E17 to pass, but that's going to really, really leave him vulnerable to everybody with the DRS, and this could be an absolute sitting duck. Martin's already got the Ferrari, but allowed the Ferrari's a little bit boxed in now, can't go anywhere, and Martin has now made 2 places down the straight. That's how powerful it is, folks. Now then, can Melvin do anything this time round? He's got the DRS, he's got a little bit of ERS, not a lot, but the flashing light of the Mercedes ahead still can't do anything about it though. So very, very interesting there that the Ferrari maybe running a little bit higher downforce. We don't know. But E17 with a 3-second penalty runs that little bit wide out of turn 5. Easy to do.
No, no.
Oh no, Gav, what did you do?
Oh, I love it. Oh, do you know what? I got on one of the inside curbs. And
the safety car's out.
Well, I've served a purpose. I've served a purpose. I like that. I've served a full-blown purpose of delivering a safety car. One of my most famous things. It's gonna be interesting though. Let's look at this. Do they actually pit? Connors slowly. Connors pitting. So does Jackster. So they're going on in the mediums. 20 laps to go. That's bold.
You can do it. A couple laps behind us. We had this similar in Tier 2. It was about this time, funny enough. And I pitted for the mediums, and they just, we had a few more safety cars afterwards, which helped. But they can do it with the help of slow driving. It will work.
But I think they're going to compromise themselves even more. I think it probably came at the wrong time, to be honest, the safety car. I mean, that driver who caused it, absolutely shocking.
So what happened?
So as we were coming through, me and my car, as we were coming through the first part of, as we go into the S's, through sector 2, got on the inside curb. So if we just jump on board with single track just now, just to prove the point. So coming through here, fine, no issues, hit the curbs, nicely done here. Coming down here, good. Connor was only about 6/10 ahead at this point, so came into this corner here, nicely done, got the left, maybe got a little bit wider than I would have liked. Here, this curve, that's where it just knocked the car out, the balance. So, again, similar route over it for the last 18 laps. Boom. So it was a strange one. But nonetheless, it was fun. I enjoyed those 16 laps.
Well, you're having a great race, and we're putting Connor under pressure. Yes, you have the 3 seconds, but you know that's still a long, long way to go.
Yeah, he'll get 3 seconds. Don't worry. I knew that. I knew he'd get 3 seconds. I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah, because you'll see if he was going a little bit wide or a bit close to the white line. And
Yep. So actually, do you know what? That's a 4th DNF out of 4 races. I'm doing well. I like this season. This season. There's consistency, which is what I absolutely love. I have always said, be consistent. Consistently bad? Who cares?
It's consistent. So now I definitely have a co-commentator this evening. You have
a full co-commentator, you do.
I do.
All it allows me to say is this Scottish ninja and this Biff. the Scottish people as Scottish. Hello, Scottish. I'm racing in Tier 4 because that's where I'm going to be next season. So,
well, we'll see. There's still 8 races, 9 races left to go. Ryan saying, "Come on, the boys." I hope he's doing well. Martin, will you get out of AI mode, Mr. Hills? You cheat.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Carl lost internet once again. I hope Ryan. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope everything's gone well today.
Exactly.
Martin, it is going rather well for Martin, but he has got a little bit of a penalty. He has got 3 seconds, so is Fanning behind, so the Tier 2 boys doing quite well so far. Or 2 of them anyway. Carl's down in 6th. What else have we got in Tier 2? I think that's it.
Yes, Anton's Tier 1.
Oh well so far.
Brindle's
Good to hear, my friend. Good to hear.
Calvin's Tier 1, yep.
So, yeah, the Tier 2 boys doing quite well so far. Both have a 3-second penalty though, and will receive 4th place demotion at the end of the race. Now, safety car in this lap finally gives us a good time to actually go, and not with one corner left.
Yeah, I'm going to jump on board. I'm going to be on board with Jackster for the restart. I have a sneaky suspicion that Mercedes man may look to hump Connor. Oh, he's hit the back of him under the safety car restart. He's having some lost of with the wing. Ah, it's an
end. Oh my goodness.
I'm not going on board with him anymore.
Well, we're going to be on board with Single Track, who goes right outside the second last corner, gets the power down on the apex. I kind of did that. I know where he picked that one up from, but it's all good to go as now, Jax has had to pit with that damaged wing. Single Track, though, gets an absolute flyer, unchallenged, down the straight with Fanning and Connor in hot pursuit. Melvin has been hampered slightly, but E17 is going to have a look, and he's going to fight with Carl, who's just about second. There's no say, there's just enough room. Ooh, that was good driving from both, and E17 does keep that place, but now Carl under pressure from Fire Rooster. They're side by side down the straight. Fire Rooster just about. That was a rubbish camera angle. Oh, that was a little bit close as well. Oh, Fire Rooster just about. Jacob just keeps it, runs a little bit wide. That may potentially give him a warning, but may have got away with it as well. Oh, very snappy rear on that Williams. Tyres not quite up to temperature just yet, and once again the Williams boys nose to tail, as we've seen for a majority of this race. But now he's getting very, very tight up front. Welvin closing in on Connor. What have you seen?
Johnny Smooth and Donny were having a bit of a moment, and Johnny Smooth almost ran very wide as if he was going to the USA, but he has survived. Oh, and Brindle's just went really wide. They're all, I think this is the thing, they're all, again, it's restarts and the hard compound tyres.
Yeah, just can't get the heat into them just as yet, as Jack's 20 seconds off the back of the pack after that unfortunate pit stop that he's had to make with a contact in Connor. Now, depends if Connor's going to have, I mean, we're on normal damage, isn't it? So I don't think he's got to hit the rear of the car quite hard to get diffuser damage. I mean, I have had floor damage, side pod damage, bad rear wing damage already this season. So, it's doable.
I've had no damage in this race at all.
No.
Nope.
Oh, none.
None, yeah, exactly.
No, it's none or all. It's all or none.
Exactly, well, that's it, exactly. Yeah. I made it a Robin Reliant.
Exactly.
So Connor on 2 or 3 lap old mediums, Fanning on 13 lap mediums.
Yeah, the mediums are going to hurt.
Yeah, Connor's ragdolling this Red Bull through the second sector. You go on board with him and you almost think the rear's not going to stick, but he somehow makes it work.
Yeah, and he's not too bad down the straight either. So I'm not sure how he's doing that. Fanning really sticking with single track as well. And I thought, to be honest, I actually thought single track would be not disappearing into the distance, but being able to pull a little bit of a gap on it. But now I tell you what, Connor's got, Melvin's still about there. Whoa, a good lap.
Yeah,
good lap.
120.6. Where did that pace come from, Melvin?
No.
He was fast asleep an hour ago.
He was as well. We weren't going to call him out, but you said it now. We were slightly delayed, and that was due to a few people not turning. Yeah, let's just say not messaging, not letting people know that they weren't making it, and some people not being able to set an alarm at 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Shocking.
it happens. It's shocking. But I mean, just a little bit of not letting people know that, oh no, I'm not racing now. Well,
Yeah.
could have told us in advance.
Yeah.
So we have had a few last second reserves jump in, but this battle at the lead is very interesting. Connor and Melvin, no penalties each. Let's hope Z17, for his sake, can get onto the back, but he has got a penalty, don't forget. Single track with Fanning will get the demotion and have a 3-second time penalty. However, they're still going to be fighting for at least something on track.
Yep, DRS Fanning has. As I'm going to, in the interests, Mr. Thomas Fanning. I don't know why I'm doing it in a Scots accent. Fanning, bring it home, son, for Paul O'Grady. Bring it home. Bring it home. I want you to bring this home for Mr. Paul O'Grady, Lily Savage, please.
And Silla.
And Silla, yes.
But I tell you what, in a straight line, Connor's got the higher top speed. Now, I don't know again how much ERS he's using, but my God, that was
got
quick.
The inside, Fanning
Fanning on the inside. He's one of the nicest and cleanest wheel-to-wheel racers that we have, to be fair. And yeah, just kind of lets Connor go. Connor used a little bit more of his ERS than normal. Single track, not a lot, to be fair, as you, so he's just pacing himself at the moment. Let's go back to this tyre situation. 13 laps on the hard for single track. Well, he saw it on the softs. Is he going to go again? Is he going to hope for a safety car in the next couple of laps? I am trying not to jinx it, but at the same time, I've got track record currently this tonight.
Yeah, kinda. I can't actually decide who is a good option. I think there's going to be at least one other safety car before the end of the night.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting as well. Connor and Martin. Connor absolutely fine, but he has got the fresher medium tyres on. They are a genuinely quicker tyre, so he is going to be pounding the back of the Haas. And now he's going to have the DRS as well, of course, down this main straight. Let's ride on board with the Connor. Now,
yellow.
Martin's made his two moves. Martin's already tried to go right and go left. He's kind of just weaving there. I think he just moved slightly. I think he just listed lazily to the left. And he's kind of going to try the outside line again. Backs out of it. And he's going to try to set up Martin down for turn 3. Good drive as well, but Martin is really strong up there. Connor used pretty much all of his ERS battery. What has Martin got left in the tank? Is he going to have enough? He's going to go and try and have a look at the inside. Martin parks the car right in the middle of the track. Beautiful place to park it, to be fair. Not enough room on the inside, but Martin does run very, very wide. Is that going to allow Connor a little bit of an insight into 6? No, it is not this time around. But Connor, this is the sector that you say and Gabby is very, very strong at as well. So this is going to be... Let's ride on board, as you say, through there. Is he going to have the grip? You say he just throws it in and...
Yeah. The car just seems to stick.
Yeah, he was quite steady. Very steady through there.
Ghost Rider down in 13. There was a bit of a melee in turn 1 into 2 earlier on this lap, but a few people there. Anton's up into 8th, Jacob down to 9th, but
I think that was at the end, but there's a bit of a train going on there as well behind Carl. So penalty situation as we've got another one. So a few drivers now with 3-second penalties. No one above that apart from Rob Smith, who's got that 5 second for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to happen if he has to stop again. But Rob, it's Fanning as well.
ERS.
He has not got
no ERS.
No, he has not, but he's still going to try it on the outside of the turn 1. Is he close enough? Is he going to try the same thing he tried last time round? As we saw Melvin get through Fanning, and now going to try to get on the back of this little battle. He does not want to let Connor go. Of course, battle of the commentators we've got. This is a pure battle of commentators here. We've got single track.
Yes.
One of our guests, of course, the boss man. Connor is the ex-commentator, and Melvin, one of our co-commentators. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Melvin's now going to have that opportunity to get up behind Connor and get the DRS. So suddenly Connor goes from attacker to kind of somewhere in between. He won't want to attack and then expose himself at the end.
Exactly that, and it's easy to actually behind when you've got that DRS. If you're close enough behind, as those guys are, you can save a bit of ERS because you've got that straight line speed. You know where you're quicker. You can save a little bit and use the DRS just to keep you in the loop a little bit. So it's all to do with strategies. They've pulled a gap to tie clear. 5 seconds behind Fanning now.
Martin 48% ERS, Connor 14. Martin he's keeping that battery charge for this very moment.
Yeah.
He's down to 41. He's not even used it a lot, so he is a skinnier car than Connor is.
Yeah, so Connor, you're making those overtakes he did early on. Ooh, had a little bit of understeer through turn 3. That's going to hamper him getting on the power. But Melvin's not going to be close enough. Connor not close enough, of course, as well this time round. So Martin will know exactly where he is stronger. He knows exactly where Connor's quicker. He'll know, might not even need the rear view mirror. I think he uses the rear view mirror. I know he's in cockpit mode, but I'm not sure if he uses the rear mirror. But you'll be able to see from the timing delta in the top corner of his screen as well as what we can see on ours. But that gap, Ty Clear and Rob Smith, they've really just pulled on the back of Ty Clear very, very quickly. So this little battle further down and is going to have a plate penalty. Rob Smith needs that position extremely quickly as Donny's gone in the middle sector. What are we going to see? We're going to see another safety car.
We do. So,
ooh, 10 laps to go. Yeah. What are we going to see? Martin stays.
So,
Connor stays. Fanning pits.
Fanning pits, which is expected.
Yeah. Let's go back to these tyres there.
Yeah.
Well, Martin's going to be able to keep his tyres. This is a blessing for Connor because he's have fresher mediums, and this helps him anyway, keep him towards the end. And it's going to help everybody behind's pitting. And I mean, Neil, the expected, he's on nearly 10 laps on the softs. Everyone now, soft tyres, a couple laps behind safety car is doable. Definitely.
It's doable, yeah. So Ty Clear's gone on the softs. So Fanning's gone on the medium. So he's gonna. So this is the exact opposite of the last safety car. Fanning was the one on 9-10 lap old mediums. Connor was the one on fresh, and now we've got Fanning on fresh mediums to Connor's aged mediums. So there's a nice little balance here of who's there, who could do it. Ty Clear's the one I want to watch.
Yeah.
Because 10 laps to go. Remember, car weight's going to be less because of the fuel loads. We're going to have probably 2 laps under the safety car. So if we can just take that Williams easy, he's a good shout for winning this race.
He is. I think you're right with that one. Yeah. That is not a bad call at all. It's helped a couple of guys who have fallen off the pack a little bit, and it's kept them in the loop. I think we're going to have a couple of laps behind this. It depends how much life Fanning, Ty Clear and the soft tyre, it depends how much life they are going to take out of their tyres behind this safety car. Now, Jax is back up there in 7th. He didn't pit. He's on 7 lap old mediums. Of course, he had to pit after the safety car went in for that little knock he had at the back of Connor, right at the end of the last safety car. So he can easily go to the end, that's fine. I'd imagine the medium tyre runners can go to the end, Connor and Melvin, that's fine. There's only a few drivers on the softs, they're going to be very quick to start with, especially if they're anything like Corey was in Tier 1, because that was just, that wasn't normal. Martin saying it's a bit of a tough call whether he was going to pit or not, decided against it, and I think he's pretty much cemented that spot now. He's trying to keep a little bit of a heat in there. You can get it late on, so it is potential to keep the life in the tyre as much as physically possible. I think you can take maybe about 1% out if you're very careful. You can take 1% out in a lap, and that really makes a massive difference towards the end. If you don't do what all these drivers are doing now and weaving. Other than I think Melvin's listening, because he's not.
I don't weave either at times. Because actually, sometimes it's worse. Because you're generating heat over the surface of the tyre more than you would be if you just stay in a straight line. Yeah,
I think there's the little hack on this game, isn't it, where if you sit at about 144 to about 155 mile an hour down a straight, it keeps your tyres nice and warm. You don't have to weave. And I say, well, that works, I'll do that. Some of the just turning in the corners, like they're going through the S's, if you do it at half decent speed, will warm the tyres. And anyway, it's just by driving, you don't have to weave. And I very rarely weave unless you have an idea that the safety car will come in that lap. Then I will to get that last bit of heat in, but otherwise I just drive in a straight line.
Yep.
And so I've just given the whole game away.
No, we knew that game anyway, it's fine.
Well, yeah, because I was on stream quite a lot on Monday doing exactly that.
Exactly. So we're not going to get safety car in this lap because Johnny Smooth's still catching. So by the end of the... So we will then restart on lap 29. So seven laps to go. Those softs...
They'll do it. So drivers taking about 9 laps in the first instance, so they will do it. They will do it. So let's have a quick look at the position changes. Single track up 16 spots. Connor's down 1, of course, he was the pole sitter. Melvin up 4, Fanning up 6, he will get a demotion, unfortunately. Ty Clear up 7 spots, great race from him so far. Anton up 12 spots, up to 6th, he will get a demotion, unfortunately, as well at the end for being a tier 1 driver. And show off for that. Jackster, unfortunately for him, down 5 spots at this moment. Carl up 7, he will get a 4th place demotion as well. E17 up into 9th. Rob Smith has had a very topsy-turvy difficult race so far, and I'm not going to mention him anymore because every time I do, something seems to happen to him. But hopefully he can come back through the field. Ghost Rider down 6, a few drivers. Virus down 8, Neil down 4, Brindle, Johnny Smooth down 1 each, and Calvin up 3 places from his original grid spot. But some of those drivers have got fresh tyres on now, so that's going to on me. Because, but where we saw in Tier 1, a lot of the drivers didn't pit, and it was a big mismatch. I think this is going to be a little bit more balanced as the safety car is coming in now this lap. This is a bit more balanced. We've got the top 3 on the used tyres. So Fanning, Tycley, as you mentioned, Anton, they're going to be one to watch. Jackster, a little bit less wear than the top guys, but it's going to have wear. It's going to be... and then the top guys are going to be very close.
I don't fancy Connor, Melvin or Jackster because of those tyres. I think they're going to go before the end of the race.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. Now, where does Martin go? He goes to the same spot outside the last corner, gets a little bit of spin, but all good, keeps it in a straight line. Did catch Connor napping a little bit, 7 tenths further back, but what's he got about Melvin? What can Melvin do down this straight? How much are they going to be using all of that ERS in overtake mode? Connor is certainly using it. So is Melvin, keeping that gap, but Connor did not get close. I think possibly Single Track did use a little of that, and I say a little, quite a lot. But Single Track will go back into the mode that he was in before, I am sure. So everyone clean, everyone well behaved. That well, safety car well restart. Everyone line adjourn. Nobody moved.
No, everybody's been clean. Nobody's, as you said, had any moments.
Nope. Johnny Smooth has now been passed by Calvin into turn 4. Melvin just dropped off the back of Connor to over a second. Of course, no DRS for another lap after this one. But he's now under pressure from Fanning. Now Fanning, of course, now is the first one on those pressure. Oh, that's huge! Connor with a 3-second penalty. Melvin's going to be licking his lips, but he knows how many warnings he's had. We don't know. Melvin does.
Ty Clear is also penalty free at the moment, but I said Connor was close.
You did say that. You did. It shows how much he's pushing. But Melvin's got... Well, Ty Clear's got to get through this little battle. Oh, that's Fanning! Oh, he lost outside the last corner and he's gone sideways on into the pit wall. That is going to hurt.
To be a safety
That'll
car.
Be a safety car, surely. Well, I don't know because all the field's passed. So it could just be yellow flag. That was so unlucky from Fanning. Like, unbelievable. Just lost the rear and a complete passenger. Oh, that was so unlucky. But this is now allowed Ty Clear.
Yep.
This is going to be a huge battle. Single Track just got that gap to over a second. It's a bit long as it's been for quite a while. And then that 3-second penalty for Connor is really going to hurt. Who have we seen go around? I think that is... it's Ghost Rider. The Alpines are not having a race to remember, unfortunately for them. Five Roosters getting a little bit wheel to wheel with Brundle Bingo. Oh, and that's Calvin's trying to take, almost avoiding action. He had so much grip. Oh, Five Rooster had a big snap. And I think he's got a lot of glitching.
Car.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because of the wing damage to Fire Rooster through that. He's been glitching quite a lot as well. He's got no front wing at all. Now then, what do the guys do? Yeah, who's pits?
No,
staying out. But again, this is another scenario exactly like Tier 2, where these they're just going to help the tyres. And these guys at the front is going to help them absolutely massively. And it'll negate a little bit of the that wear. As Brindle, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This is going to hamper Rob a lot, but I think looking at that, Rob had actually served his 5-second penalty, so he is now penalty free, so he'll be pleased about that. And this backing the pack up, really, really going to help him. Let's go back to those tyres. Again, so Rob, 5-lap mediums. Jack's on 12-lap mediums, but tie clear and a through, and with a penalty, of course. Tie clear was catching the back of these guys, so tie clear, again, still want to watch the end of this.
Everyone's just gingerly going about at the moment. I think the safety car will come in this lap.
If not this, then next. It'll give us 4 more racing laps. I think next. I'm calling it next. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll stick with this lap just to see. I still think this race has got something else in it. Something else is going to happen in this race. I forecast...
it usually does with us.
It's going to... it's going to involve 2 of the top 5 as we speak.
Wow. Well, so there's Gav's predictions, folks. Yeah. Get your predictions in the chat, all 22 of you. I want to see more predictions. Who do you vote for the win? Don't forget, Single Track may take it on track, but he will get the 4th place demotion for being a Tier 2 driver. Who do you think? Anton will also get a demotion for being a Tier 1 driver. Now, who's going to be your predictions? Put them in the YouTube chat, folks. We will read them out. Hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up. It takes seconds to do. You don't even have to get rid of the video that you're watching on your tablets, your iPhones, or your Samsungs, or whatever you've got, your Nokias. Just if they do video. Yeah, exactly one of those.
There you go. Retro!
You got to. Yeah, exactly. Bit of Snake on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
What a game that was. But yeah, get your likes in, get your shares in, as always. Come on, guys. We want to see a few more likes than that. We've only got 3. It doesn't take hard. It's not hard to do. Come on, folks. Why has Carl got a 5-second penalty? I think Brindle had a moment and he's passed him.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Well, yeah. Okay. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Give me your... Ooh, there's a penalty situation, Dean. I tell you what, I'm loving the support team. But hit the like button. There's the penalty situation for you, my friend. Connor, 3 seconds. He's fancying Connor, but 3 seconds worth of penalties. So this is going to really hamper him. Tie clear on the soft tyres, which are a lot fresher than Melvin and Connor ahead of him. So don't forget that one as well. It's going to play big time at the end of this race. I think the safety car will be in this lap. So we've got 33, 34, 35, 4 more laps of racing. So we will get DRS action as well. Don't go anywhere. 5 people now, fantastic. 6 people, that's what we're talking about. Come on, let's hit double figures for likes. Come on, guys. You can do it. So let's get rid of as much as we can off this screen before we have Single Track take us away once again. Will he lead the 3rd time he has led safety car restart this race? I bet he wouldn't have thought that as he entered it and started way down in about 17th position. However, he has led 3 safety car restarts on 7 now. Come on, guys, you can do it. Now then, when does he go? Does he go outside the last corner? His favourite spot on the apex? He does, but I think Connor's seen it. Connor's got wise to it. Connor is very, very close. Melvin's fallen back. A little bit into the clutches of Ty Clear. That's going to be interesting. We'll keep an eye on the way back, but that straight line speed from Single Trackers helped him go clean away. But now let's have a look. Melvin, Ty Clear. What can Ty Clear do? As he goes down the straight, just decides to back out a little bit now. Yep. And decides just to play that one safe. He will get the heat in his tyres extremely quickly on the worn tyres with Melvin and Connor. Brindle gets a 3-second penalty. He's gone from bad to worse, unfortunately, for that man. But keep on going. There is still potential for there's still potential for points here. So Brindle, keep on going. Keep on going. It's never over until it's over.
Ty Clear is faster in a straight line than Melvin.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ty Clear's got 3 seconds!
Oh.
Oh my days! Now he must get through now. If he wants a chance at this victory, he must make a move on Melvin and must get through. But he's got pressure from Ant, who is absolutely rapido behind him, and that's as much Spanish as I'm going to try and do.
The problem that Melvin is not as quick as Connor, and that isn't in a bad way or a disparaging way. It is fact. He is slower through Sector 2, which is compromising him. So this 3 seconds that he's got, he has to stay with it. If he doesn't, you can kiss goodbye to the win.
Yeah, 3 more racing laps. And if he gets in a battle with Ty Clear, who is obviously going to need to get through and make a break for it, that's going to hold him up potentially as well.
Melvin just, I hate to say it, he almost just has to kind of do what I was doing before some curb intervened. Just focus on your own race. If you gain, you gain. If you lose, you lose. You're not going to go any quicker.
Exactly that. I mean, if he gets, well, anything can happen in the next couple of laps, 2.5 laps after this. But he's keeping it quite. He's better in that middle sector there. In that, I call it the mini stadium section. That's what I call it.
Yep.
But Connor's now dropping close to the exit of that. But there's a little bit going on further back. But Ty Clear, look at this with Anton as well. This is going to hamper Ty Clear's progress. Neil gets a 3-second penalty. Apparently, he's going thick and fast at the end of this. But there we go. And Anton does back out of it at the end of the day. Melvin, again, you're right. It just fought. It's that middle sector, and it's
second.
Yeah,
it's half a second slower from the start of Sector 2 to now.
And that is going to, as you say, it's really, really hampering him. Now DRS is enabled, so we will have 1.5 laps of DRS action. He is quicker outside the last corner, though, but it's not good enough if he's not going to be in the DRS. No. It's not helpful, but he doesn't need to pass Connor. Connor's hurting. Connor's dropped a lot to Martin.
It is, and he is hurting, you're right, and this is probably...
But he's also used a lot more of his EOS, and we've got no time left, so it doesn't matter anymore. That'll do. He's got 8%. Connor's got 30-odd%. Neil has retired. We're not going to unfortunately get...
retired as well.
Yeah, that may have been an incident, so that's very unfortunate.
Right, so 9/10 of a second, Melvin is, right, start of Sector 2, 9/10 of a second. Watch that tumble to about 1.5. He's quick in this part, but he then compromises his turning through the next few corners.
Yeah, up 1 at the minute, 1.1, 1.2. It's that end of it, isn't it? It's that, yeah. It's that turn 11 that he seems to hurt a lot more. But he's quick enough to get through Ty Clear as well. So that's the thing. Now, Ty Clear has got... Oh, Anton's got... Wow, Ant, did you forget about the overtake button? He's got 89% left, but he doesn't need to do anything. He knows he's going to get a penalty. He doesn't need to do anything. Ty Clear has got 0 left. He's got 3, 2, 1. Ant's just going to get him just on pure pace alone with this one. Yep. This is going to hurt Ty Clear. It's going to hurt potentially Melvin, who has also got 0 ERS left.
Oh, it's 3 abreast.
Oh, it's 3 abreast, and they've both got Melvin. They both absolutely jumped him.
To be fair, right, Melvin actually probably did the clever thing there. He didn't fight them. What's the point in losing more time going through turns 1 and 2? What he has to do is stick within 3 seconds behind Connor, and at the moment, he's 2.2.
That's the thing. That's exactly that. Now, because of those 2 guys now ahead of him, he's got... before, he only had Connor ahead. Now he's got these other guys ahead of him. That's going to hamper him. E17 is going to want to go for it still. E17...
2.2.
You keep it going. I can't do the maths that quickly.
Sorry, 2.4, 2.5, 2.4, 2.4, 2.5.
You just keep doing that. That's it's going to be so close if Connor manages to keep this victory ahead. But we're going to cut across to the man who got close in tier 2.
It's over 3 seconds.
It's going to come right down to the wire. But Single Track's going to take the victory on track.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Connor's going to come across suddenly in second. Is he going to do it?
No, he's not.
He doesn't do it!
By 3/10.
Jeez, so that possibly did hamper him. For those of you who just joined, Wow, that was tense. That was very, very tense. Single track takes the win on track. Connor will get the victory courtesy of demotions. Melvin, so close to the win, is going to be second. Jaxo is going to take third after Ant's demotions from fourth. Ty Clear is going to be up 1 or 2 spots. We'll catch up to that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
I see. This is the thing, right? You kind of sit there and go, how much did his sector 2 and 3 time loss? I said it was half a second a lap.
Where did Martin get that wreath from? I mean, that's just
Ponce show-off stuff.
It really is.
And we don't support that.
Get that off next time.
Yes.
Yes.
It's embarrassing.
Come on, you're supposed to lead with pride. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people.
Not with a dead flower round your neck.
Yes. Well, we're in the land of the dead, so why not?
Well, true.
So on track, we have got Single Track who takes the victory on track. Connor will inherit that win. Melvin will finish in P3 and then P2. Anton in 4th. Jackson will inherit P3 after finishing P5 from the recent demotions. Then I think we've got Ty Clear. We'll jump up 1 place potentially. Rob Smith, anyway, is currently in 7th. He will get 1 or 2 spots as well. He's 17. Calvin in 9th. Carl in 10th. Fryhurst in 11th. Johnny Smooth in 12th. Brindle in 13th place. Oops, I pressed the wrong button, but it's okay. We can still get down here. Ghost Rider in 14th. Actually, I can go back. Apologies. Just completely pressed the wrong button there. Ghost Rider in 14th. Neil in 15th. Fanning, unfortunately, did not finish in 16th. Johnny, yourself, Gab, and Fox River 8 did not finish.
What? I didn't finish. What? Lies.
Yeah, total and utter lies. Well, there we are, folks. It's going to take a little bit of working out of who got where, but I think from that, the ones we do know, Connor takes the victory just about for Melvin, who will finish in 2nd. I think Melvin will be a little bit gutted, unfortunately. And that is all she wrote for Tier 3. This time up before Easter, we will have a break. Tier 4 is coming up very, very shortly, folks, so don't go anywhere, of course. And then that will be us for the week. We will have an extravaganza, full race, full qualifying, mixed tier grid a week today. It is a week today. Don't miss that. That is going to be so exciting. It will be live, of course. We will have full commentary for you, bringing all the action. And that is going to be from the Circuit of Zandvoort that we are not going to visit. The roller coaster ride that we are not there this season. So we decided, why not pay them a visit nonetheless? And we will be there next Wednesday evening. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gav. And just before we go, Mr. Flower Arranger has joined us.
What? Mr. Flower? What? Mr.
The Flower
Ranger?
The Flower Ranger.
Oh, Power Rangers are coming back on Netflix. 19th of April.
Oh, there you go then. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what's happening with his microphone, so I will speak to him in a little while. But thank you, Mr. Jenkins, for joining me.
Thank you. I'm
here.
Oh, there he is. There he is. The hills are alive with the sounds of a Flower Ranger. Good evening, sir.
I thought it was very rude that you were trying to ignore me, and then I realised I had my microphone on mute, so that was probably why you were ignoring me.
So well done. We're still live, so no swearing. Big Brother is still live.
No, I know. I actually wanted to apologise to Rob Smith because I bumped him round, and I really didn't mean to. I just couldn't avoid him.
Oh dear.
So I just wanted to say sorry on the stream, but that was all very fun. There was a lot of very good racing.
It did seem that way, yeah. It did.
It was. I mean, Martin, I'm glad that my little accidents brought you some good luck and you won on track. So I'm pleased that happened.
Yeah, I'm happy to be 5th. That's all good. No, I am. I'm quite happy to be fifth. That's fine.
Talking of fifth, this man who's just joined us here, Mr. Chatterbox himself.
My life.
Wow, yes, well, thank you.
No.
So, thank you everybody for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, this evening. Tier 4 will be up very, very soon. We will speak to you soon. Thank you, Gav. Good night, everybody.